Welcome in, everyone, to this segment of On the Beat. I'm Keely Shields here with CEO Patrick Wooten with Richard Schwartz and Associates. Patrick, it's always a pleasure having you in studio.
Thank you for having me.
So today we are talking about slip and fall accidents.
Yep.
So talk to me a little bit about a lot of people blame themselves after a fall when it may actually not be their fault.
I know. Embarrassment's probably the biggest thing that
Yeah.
impacts negatively someone falling at a business
Okay.
or anywhere, because simply they fall, they want to immediately get up, and the number of people who just immediately then leave the premises without ever reporting it just absolutely destroys the potential case that they may have.
Interesting. So whenever you happen to fall, where are
Yeah.
the most common places that you can see this happening?
Yeah, I mean, typically you see it in grocery stores a lot because either there's been a spill
Okay.
and there's something on the aisle. Of course, think about produce. They have the water that sprays the produce to keep it fresh so water gets on the floor. So you typically see it at a high traffic area business is some of the most common places you see a premises case, or a restaurant. A lot of restaurants because of, same thing. There's food, or was there grease on the mop when they cleaned the floor? So it's typically a businesses where we get those calls from more than any other type of establishment.
And so we had just talked about, slipping in a business, you want to get up, you're embarrassed, but what do you recommend you should do instead after you fall in public?
Yeah.
After the embarrassment.
After the embarrassment, exactly. Take a deep breath.
Okay.
I mean, you need to make sure you're okay. Hopefully that you don't have an extreme injury at that point so that you are able to get up. But you kind of at that point then need to grab your phone. It's like you need to take a picture of, was there a substance on the floor, so that you can identify it. You need to take a picture of what aisle are you on at the store. And then even though you still have that embarrassment, you absolutely need to go directly to customer service and report, I just fell on aisle 12 and there was water on the floor or clear liquid on the floor, or it looked like soda pop on the floor, or whatever it may be, so that there can be a report taken by the store. And you need to get their name as to who you reported it to, the time you reported it. So ultimately you can have that information to talk to the insurance company on behalf of the store.
Now, should I wait and call Richard Schwartz and Associates until I know that I have been hurt, or do I just go ahead and call and let you guys know?
Yeah, we're fortunate. Most of our clients call us within a matter of days.
Okay.
And especially on a premises case, that's really important because a store, 9 times out of 10, their insurance company is going to want to take a recorded statement of you to say, why were you in the store? Had you been to the store before? A big thing, hey, what type of shoes were you wearing? That's a huge question they always ask as to the shoes. Did you see anything on the, on the floor? What made you slip and so forth? So it's really important that you have a personal injury firm walking side by side with you through that process.
Now, how do you tell the difference between an accident and a property owner being negligent?
Yep, it's a good thing. So the property owner, if it's a business, you and I are going in to, have lunch or shop at the local store. We're called a business invitee. So that business under the law has a duty to provide a reasonably safe environment for you, for you and I. So an accident is, I just tripped. Like, we do. We trip over our feet all the time. Another shopper bangs you, unfortunately, bumps you with a shopping cart because they're looking up. The business is not liable for that. However, there's a busted, juice can on the ground and you ultimately slip on that. Then the business can be liable because the standard is, did they know of the danger or should they have known of the danger? So think about, stores do have policies and procedures of how often do they do a sweep through the aisles to make sure there's not a dangerous condition. Are they following those policies and procedures? And a lot of times, unfortunately, because they're busy, they're not getting to check for spills and other things, and someone unfortunately ultimately is going to slip as a result of it.
Well, all good information right there. And again, you can see all that information right there on your screen. We'll be right back.